I've been getting into weather stations a lot lately, and that mostly has to do with, not mostly, that entirely has to do with different DPIN projects. And this one is by far the smallest one that I have used to date. The design for this one is definitely different. The traditional ones are usually horizontal, a little bit clunky. This one is pretty sleek. It has a vertical design and it's small. So you can actually put this in a lot of different places where it's not such an eyesore. My current ones right now are in the backyard. It doesn't look great and I don't think I'm impressing any neighbors. This weather station is for a project called Nubila, and this specific model is called the Nubila Marco. This is a new DPIN project that I'm looking at right now, and Nubila is a decentralized platform that collects real-time hyperlocal weather data through a global network of advanced weather stations, and this would be one of those weather stations. They are leveraging AI to provide accurate, actionable insights tailored towards weather-sensitive industries. Before I go further, I have a little bit of a spoiler alert. There is no tokenomics and no reward structure that has been documented yet. So if you're picking one of these up, you definitely want to stay up to date on the socials and definitely in their Discord for any type of announcements. And I'll make sure I link all the socials down below. If you're buying this right now and you're jumping into this project, like any other project, there's some upside to it, which means you're more than likely going to benefit from an airdrop or an accumulation of points that may get converted to a token. On the downside, you're flying blind with very little information about the reward structure or if you're going to ROI. When I saw this online, it actually looked like another project, which was called SkyX. If I'm able to get my hands on one of those devices, I'll do a side-by-side comparison and show you what they're like. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a quick open box so you can see what comes with the device, and I'll go over the specs. What I'll do right now is I'll just run over the specs. So it has two methods of communication. We have Bluetooth 4.2. We also have a 2.4 gigahertz for Wi-Fi. There is a built-in power supply, which is 4,000 milliamps, which has a runtime of 3 days, and it's also rechargeable via USB Type-C. There's data storage that's built into it for 25 days. The protection rating for this is IP56, which is going to be dustproof and waterproof. Operating conditions is going to be between -20 and +60 degrees. This is Celsius. I'll also put Fahrenheit down here for my American friends. In Canada, the temperature does drop below -20. Where I live, it doesn't happen that often, but it definitely happens. I'll see how resilient this hardware is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set this up. It's pretty straightforward. We have two legs that come with it, one that pivots, and this is going to be the one that goes on the solar panel. It just screws in, and the other one will go into the base of the weather station. They're both going to connect using the USB-C cable. Now we're going to go ahead and install the app. I'm using a Pixel 7, so I'm using Android. Once you have the app installed, you just have to make sure you have all the access options enabled so it can detect it. We're just going to add our device. It automatically comes up. Right now it's connecting via Bluetooth. And then we'll go outside and we'll set this up. This is just a temporary setup, so you just want to make sure that your solar panel is placed in a pretty good spot where it's going to get some sunlight. And what you want to do is mount this properly. Right now I have it sitting on the ledge. You can screw them both down for a permanent installation. And that's all there is to it. Okay, so we have it set up. It's outside, it's running, it's gathering weather data and contributing to the network, and you're receiving points on the network for this. One thing that I did see within the Discord group is that you want to keep an eye on the battery life. Although this does come with a solar panel, really depends on how much sun you're going to get. You want to monitor it, and if it drops below the 10% range, that's when you might want to plug it in and boost it up. So far, I've had mine running for 3 days. It's been charged to the 40% mark. I didn't even fully charge it. I just wanted to get it outside. I was excited. It's dropped to about 32%, so it's used about 8% of battery life so far, and it's been completely overcast where I live. It's been cold and there hasn't been a lot of sunlight, so the battery does seem to get some charge from the minimal daylight that I have. When you do have it charged to 100%, the battery should last at least 5 days. In terms of points, I'm just bringing up the app right now. So it looks like it's about 75 to 8,000 points that you're going to be averaging per day. So how these points are accumulated, I'm not 100% sure. As I get more information about how the points are accumulated, I'll make sure I link that down below. below. So what's unique about this project? There's two major components of this project that makes it somewhat unique compared to others. The first point is going to be the AI-driven insights. This is going to be leveraging artificial intelligence to transform raw weather data into actionable insights for industries like agriculture, logistics, and climate research. The second major point is going to be that it's hyperlocal ESG data. So it's heavily focused on providing hyperlocal environmental, social, and governance ESG data, aligning with global sustainable goals, and attracting industries that are reliant on this data. So it's not cheap to put one of these together. There was definitely some seed money involved. Who are the investors? So Nubila successfully secured $2.5 million in funding, and this investment round was led by IOTX, VChain, and Boston Consulting Group. So where can you pick one of these up and how much does it cost? So the device itself costs $299. If you pick it up from Helium Deploy, which is a sponsor of the channel, you're going to also get 8,000 bonus points with your device. They also have the option of you saving $100 if you buy 3 of them for a total cost of $807. So I'll make sure I link all that information down in the description below if this project interests you. I know I have a lot of degens in the DPen space, so if you have this device and a SkyX and you're comparing them, let me know which one is better in your opinion. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and catch you in the next one.